how are you supposed to move forward in life if you can't let go of things? I just got dumped. Well, I guess not just got dumped. I got dumped a couple weeks ago, and I have been trying to figure out how to live life since then. It wasn't even that long of a relationship, but it was my first real serious relationship in a couple years. So my first big heartbreak in a couple years, and it was pretty devastating for me. So now I'm just at the point where I'm like, what do I do now? What are my next steps? And trying to not just obsess over what could have been and practice focusing that energy back towards myself. So what does that even look like? And it's taken me a little while to figure that out, because for the first little bit I just kind of spiraled. Honestly, I was a mess. I only cried for the first few days, so I'm proud of myself for that. But I also haven't really let myself feel my feelings. I feel like it's easier to just detach, then it won't hurt as much anymore, and then I can go back and process my feelings after the fact. After a breakup, how do you convert the energy that you put towards somebody else back towards yourself? And right now, that is my biggest focus, and this is the things that I am doing to give myself the love that I was giving someone else. Because you deserve love, and I deserve love, and we deserve to be happy and feel the kind of love that we give out to other people. So what I'm doing is, oh my god, like a couple days ago I was laying in bed, because that's all I've been doing lately, is just laying in bed and rotting away and putting a show on my TV and then just like scrolling on my phone. And so I was laying there and I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing with my life? Like, I am literally wasting away over someone who is probably not thinking about me right now. And if they are, it's not in the way that I would want them to. So what am I doing? I'm literally like wasting my time and wasting my life over something that I shouldn't be. And so I got my ass up, I threw on some shorts and a tank top, and I went for a walk. I haven't exercised in a really long time, and so I went on a 2-mile walk, and it was hard. It was really hard. The whole time I felt like I was dying. Even like after the first half of a mile, I felt like I was dying, because I haven't exercised and I haven't been investing in myself in a long time. But I kept going and I kept going, and I told myself, okay, I just need to make it to this point. And when I would make it to that point, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go a little bit further. I'm gonna make it to this point. And then I just kept doing that and doing that and doing that. And then eventually I hit a mile, and so I was like, okay, I'll turn around and go back home now. And then, you know, I make it halfway back home, so I'm at like 1.5 miles, and I am like, I have like tunnel vision, and it's dark around the corners. I am like dizzy, I feel weak, but I'm like, okay, I just have to make it to here, and then I'll stop and rest. Okay, and then I would get to that point, and then I just have to make it to the next point, and then I can stop and rest. And I feel like that's kind of how a lot of us live our lives, is we just go, okay, I just need to make it to Friday. I just need to make it to Friday, and then I can rest. I'll have the weekend. I'll have my chance to regroup and recoup and all of that. And I just need to make it until this point. And I feel like that's a really good way to live your life, is, you know, just taking it in little increments at a time, especially if, you know, you're struggling. And I know I do. I've been diagnosed with severe depressive disorder, and I have an anxiety disorder, and I've got bipolar, and sprinkle in some BPD there too, and, you know, I've got a whole freaking laundry list. So I get it. Getting out of bed is like my worst enemy. But I did it, and I felt terrible when I got home. I laid down And my body ached, my feet were cramping, I was out of breath, my heart was pounding, I had a sweat mustache. But then I just like sat in that for a minute and I was like, oh my God, but I actually did it. I can't remember the last time I was able to walk that much. And like when I was walking, I was just like focusing on looking at my surroundings. Like I was looking at the trees and I was feeling the breeze because I had my music playing in my headphones. But I was really like not paying attention to the music that was playing, and I was just like focusing in on my surroundings, and I was able to just like be and exist. And so, you know, I'm laying there and I'm thinking back about it and I'm like, okay, that felt pretty good. And then the next day came and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it again. And then I get off of work and I come home and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go on another walk. And then I get into my room and I go to get changed, or I lay down for a little bit before I'm like my planned time to go, and I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't see the point. Like walking 2 miles a day isn't going to be like much of a difference for me. It's just a little walk. It's less than an hour. Like I don't feel like it. I don't want to. But then I got up and I put on my shorts and I put on a tank top and I put on my socks, and the whole time I was like getting mad because I'm like, I don't want to fucking do this. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be doing this. But I still had to show up for myself. So I got my shoes on and I went outside and I started my tracker on my phone to track my walk, and it was good. I did like 1.5 miles. So then we're back to today, and I'm laying in bed thinking how depressed I am and that I don't have a lot going for me right now as far as like compared to a few weeks ago, and I just didn't have anything to bring me joy. And I'm like, I need to get up and go for a walk. I'm like, wait, no, I don't want to do that. I would really just rather rot in bed. Like that sounds like a lot of work. I've been really exhausted every time I do that. But I got up, threw on some sweatpants. It's a little colder out today. Threw on a long sleeve over my t-shirt. And I go downstairs and I put my shoes on and I start my tracker on my phone and I start walking. And I did it again. I just need to make it this far. This far is as far as I'll go, and then I'll turn around and go home. Okay, well, I'm feeling pretty good. I'll just go a little bit further and a little bit further and a little bit further. And then I hit my goal of where I wanted to go. So then I turn around and I come back home. And again, I'm like getting the tunnel vision. And instead of just being like, oh, I'm so exhausted. Like, this is so awful. I can't wait till I get home. Like I was the first 2 walks. Today I was like, oh, okay. This means I'm actually putting in the effort. Like, I got this tunnel vision right now because my body is working. I am working towards something. I'm working towards something that is good for me. And I'm doing something good for myself. I could be at home right now just wasting away in bed, making it harder for me to sleep tonight because I've just been laying around doing nothing all day. But instead, I'm doing something that's good for me. And so then I get home and I chug a glass of cold ass orange juice, super refreshing, and I come up here to my room and I lay down and I go, okay, that felt better. That felt easier. Maybe I like it. And so instead of laying in bed just being miserable, I'm doing something. I'm putting that energy that I had been putting towards someone else, and I was putting it towards myself. And it may not seem like a lot to some people, especially people who are physically active and go for walks every day. And somebody's like, oh, I walk like 5 miles every day. Okay, cheers to you. I don't. That's hard for me. That was hard for me. But I'm proud of the fact that I could do it, and that I made myself do it, and that I followed through 3 days in a row. Usually I give up on the first day. If I set a goal like that for myself, I do it one day and then I give up. So 3 days in a row is pretty good for me. And I just feel like it's really important that we take that energy that we put towards other people and we put it towards ourselves. Because why are they so deserving of that energy and that focus and that love, but you aren't? Are you not? And if you're not, then why are you in a relationship? Because if you don't think that you're worthy of the same thing that you put out, why are you there? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So, really, what are you doing? You need to do those things for yourself that make you feel more loved and more appreciated and more valuable, and that boost your confidence, you know, whether that's showering more often. If you only shower every couple days, maybe shower every other day. Or if you don't take care of your skin, maybe focus on putting a moisturizer on your face before you go to bed, or putting your hair in a braid before you go to sleep, or drinking a cup of water when you first wake up in the morning. It's the little things that start to add up. I mean, you don't have to make all these huge changes in your life. I mean, I've watched a lot of videos lately on like how to get over a breakup and how to boost your self-esteem, self-love, like all of that stuff. And they're all like these huge changes. It's like, you need to completely change your life. You need to start doing this and this and this and this. No, I mean, that's just not fathomable for most people. I mean, who has the energy or the time for that? Especially if you're in a bad place, how are you going to have the energy or the time for that? You don't. And so it's just by starting like off with the little things, instead of being like, oh, I'm going to start dressing better and I'm going to exercise and I'm going to do a 12-step skincare routine and I'm going to eat healthier, but I'm also going to eat on a calorie deficit and I'm going to work out for 1 to 2 hours every day. It's like, no, go outside, go for a walk around the block. Like, if your block is big, then don't go for a walk. I mean, set a timer for 15 to 20 minutes. Go outside, breathe some fresh air, touch some grass. If you don't want to go exercise like that, sit outside and read a book. I mean, if you don't own a book, go to Walmart, go to Barnes & Nobles. You can find one for like $10 there. At the most, you can find one for like $20-25 for a longer bestseller, whatever. Set a timer, 15 minutes, read a book. That's something that you've changed. You've invested in your time and expanding your knowledge by reading. You're investing time into yourself. You don't have to make all these huge changes. You just got to make a little bit at a time. Just make it to that next stop. Make it to that next point. You don't have to you don't have to be envisioning yourself going the full distance. You just got to make it to the next point. And so the next point for you could just be, I'm gonna take more time in the morning to get myself ready for the day, instead of rolling out of bed and just throwing on the first pair of clothes that you see and brushing your hair and walking out the door. It can be setting a timer. And I mentioned the timer thing because timers are huge. I work in the behavioral analysis field and I use timers all the time in my work, and they're super useful. It can help you with your time management and regulation. It's like, you know that you only have that much amount of time. You can visualize it. You can see the timer counting down or counting up towards the time if you want to use a stopwatch. But it's a chunk of time that you can, like, it's almost tangible, you know. But so I feel like for myself, and maybe for you, we just need to make it to the next point and set little goals and see how we do. And then we can check back in next time and see how we're both doing. I will keep you updated, and I'm wishing you the best of luck in your new self-love journey. Put that love back towards you. You deserve it.